talk about supply and demand as it applies to manufacturing and then healthcare. Well, in manufacturing, for decades, for centuries now, mathematicians have used quantitative mathematics and queuing theory, and there's a Little's law within there that describes the way that as you increase your utilization of your machines, so as you get closer and closer to 100% of your machine capacity being used, you start to get closer to a infinite wait time or increased number of defects. And what manufacturing organizations try to do is manage this inflection point. They try to figure out the most amount of their capacity they can use before the defect rate rises exponentially. And what this will do is help to minimize costs or manage costs. So you're producing the most number of widgets that are going to be sellable widgets. You won't have to throw them away because there's defects. Well, in healthcare and service industries at large, utilization and queuing theory apply. And they just apply a little bit differently. So in healthcare, there's more variability. And what that means is that the inflection point happens earlier. You're able to use less of your overall capacity before you start to experience a decrease in outcomes or safety or patient satisfaction. You know, it's logical, right? So as a nurse has to provide care for more patients, the likelihood they might miss something can have a bad effect on the patient is more likely. So as your patient population increases, there's a likelihood that those patients are going to be more variable. They've got different diseases or problems. They've got different tests that are necessary and different doctors or care team members that have to care for them. And that increased variability, while you're increasing the overall utilization, you've got more patients coming in, means that you'll have fewer and fewer patients you'll be able to see before your outcomes or your safety start to decrease. Well, healthcare organizations can help to manage this by trying to standardize these workflows or standardize patient clinical outcomes, while also increasing their ability to use their utilization. So how can we more efficiently use all the beds or use all the doctor or available visit slots? And as this sort of plays out over time, this concept of variability and increased patient volumes is constantly offset by an increase in standardization and an increase in capacity or provider visits. And organizations do well to target roughly how many patients are they going to be able to see, and at what point will they get upset that they're having to wait so long. So it's not necessarily utilizing 60% of your capacity, but this could be an X number of patients that you want to see. And so targeting what that ideal number of patients to see will be relative to what's known as an acceptable wait time, or maybe do some surveys to understand how long they're willing to wait. That is going to allow you to target how to manage your capacity and how to grow your organization, your service lines, and also how aggressively to try to build your patient base or increase your referrals. We're going to talk a little bit more about this again in an upcoming video, so stay tuned, but hopefully this was a little insightful, and thanks for watching.